Alright, welcome. Adrian National's New Page and Great Life, and this is a general reading for Libra for mid-April 2020. I have selected quite a number of oracle cards for you, as well as a rune. Actually, oops, sorry, wrong way around. Wrong way around, it's actually upside down. Came out upside down. Not the worst thing in the world, don't worry about too much. And I'm going to first do for you a full general guidance reading. I'm going to do a full Celtic cross spread, and yeah, whatever resonates with you, and whatever doesn't resonate, just release it with peace and love and let it go. I am running a special at the moment, 30-minute video for $11. So I sent you the video. You can ask a question if you want to as well. It's usually $40, so that's quite a a chunk of there just to help everybody. I feel that a lot of us need a lot of guidance right now. So all those details are down below in the description box for you. If it resonates with you, you're more than welcome to subscribe to the channel, maybe hit the notification box. I do a general guidance reading for all the individual zodiac signs every week. So there's quite nice life guidance going there for you. And if maybe some of you are feeling a bit overwhelmed at the moment, I have recorded a guided meditation hypnosis a little while ago, putting the link in down below for you. You will find that there's some background sounds and noises and things like that, cars driving and stuff like that in the audio itself. I left it there because the specific hypnosis track is to help you deal with life when it becomes overwhelming sometimes. So I feel that a lot of us at the moment, we are very overwhelmed and it's difficult for us to deal with stuff. And so the reason why there is what you would call, I suppose, background distractions is because it actually helps you to deal with those things. Okay, so Sun, Moon, Rising and Ascending for the sign of Libra or Crosswatcher, you're more than welcome. Let's have a look and see for you what is happening. All right. Okay. There we go. Taking a nice deep breath, if it's okay for you to relax at the moment. Just release and let it go. Okay. My heart really goes out to all the family members and the loved ones, everybody that is so affected by the, swap them around, okay, by the coronavirus and in lockdown, and a lot of people are struggling in their personal capacity, and it's difficult, it's hard, people are passing, we can't attend the funerals. One of my very best friends, I lived next to him for about 5 years. He passed, I couldn't go to the funeral. A cousin of mine passed, I couldn't go to the funeral. One of my best friend's grandmother passed, he couldn't go to the funeral. So it's very difficult for a lot of us at the moment. And it's very easy to get very, short and stuff and irritated. But let's try and embrace more love and understanding at the moment, and remember that we all deal with situations in different ways. Okay, so let's try and have some compassion and a little bit of patience, even though I'm a very nice one to speak, but let's try and be there for each other, because we really do need a lot of love right now. Okay, right, so Libra, overall energy for your reading is 6 of Wands, which is amazing. I want to tell you something before I completely go into your reading, though. I did a reading for you about 2 days ago, and for some reason I just couldn't get it uploaded. It's just, I'm using it, let's just say a whole lot of things later, it just wouldn't work, and I know that when that happens, that I'm meant to do a new one. So let's see what comes out. I already love the way that it starts. 6 of Wands. It's all about coming into your shine, coming into your moment, and even though it may feel to or even seem, when you look at the world at the moment, it could really feel like a lot of things are not really working out. In fact, they are. I made a video. It's called 3D to 5D. Got like a yellow banner thing if you want to go and look it up, that I uploaded a couple of days ago. about how we're really moving from 3D to 5D. So whatever I channel, I share with you as well. And you really are, Libra, as a general, as a whole, as I said with the reading, whatever resonates with you resonates, and whatever doesn't resonate, okay? Don't nitpick it. Whatever's for you, accept it in your heart, and whatever's not for you, just release it and let it go, okay? But really, you are coming into your moment, you're coming into your shine. A lot of the hard work that you've put in is really beginning to pay off, which is lovely, all right? Let's see what other cards we have for you. So 7 of Wands over there. There is the current energy at the moment. So I picked this up the other day as well. If I actually remember correctly, I think the other day the reading actually started with the 7 of Wands, which is just really emotionally, everything is it's very much all over the place at the moment. But what you want to do is you want to really pick your battles in such a way that, because everything else is changing around you so much, that the question you want to ask yourself is what you might have defended so strongly, yesterday and last week and last month and last year and whatever. The world is changing so fast that there's so many emotions and conflicting emotions coming up at the moment, not just for yourself but for everybody around you, that before you go in with that beautiful, helpful spirit that you have, wanting to, just jump straight away and help, you want to ask yourself, is this not just maybe some karma playing out? Is this maybe some, patterning playing out? Because we all have patterning, from when we are younger. And sometimes in times like these, a lot of deep-rooted emotions and fears and things that we could imagine are not there will really start to come out. And sometimes, something that I always say to people in my capacity because I do NLP Life coaching, as well as regression hypnosis, and something to understand, which is really eye-opening in this world sometimes, is when you speak about the dark night of the soul, when you have to go through those difficult periods sometimes in life, a lot of times we try to help people, but by being there so much and trying to cushion you so much, we actually withhold you from the dark night of the soul, which in actual fact you need to experience in order to actually move forward with your life. Okay. So wonderful to be there for everyone, but also remember to keep yourself as a priority and to keep yourself number one and to keep yourself first in your own life. Otherwise, the boat can, not just rock and topple, but it goes like in circles for you, and then you are the one that begins to feel tense and anxious and overwhelmed because you're trying to help everyone so much, but you're getting so involved in everybody's lives that you almost lose touch with your own. Make sense? Okay. Knight of Pentacles, that is crossing you over there. So that's crossing the Seven of Wands. Then I'm not going to go into all these cards just yet because I am obviously going to clarify for you as well, and then we're going to go into detail. I just really felt that I had to give you that message right away there. Okay, so some decisions this is so amazing. That this is so similar to the reading that I had the other day. Look, oh, wow. All right. Anyway, I was wearing a green shirt then. I'm wearing a white shirt now, if that makes any difference or any of y'all. It is one of my favorite shirts that my best friend gave me. But a lot of you have made a decision, but there were 2 of Cups, how you'd like your life to be. 8 of Swords, a lot of you have, this is blowing my mind. A lot of you have decided, what you'd like your life to be. And there is a fundamental difference between deciding what you like your life to be and actually getting there sometimes, all right? King of Pentacles there, so yeah, very much there at the top, decided what you'd like life to be, okay? 6 of Pentacles going forward. A lot of you have been very prepared to almost sort of put up with what wasn't serving you in the most positive way, but you were still kind of like okay with the crumbs in life, okay? And this is the same message that I got in the previous reading and that I tried to carry across, but maybe I didn't word it so well because it did sound a little bit insensitive at a point, which of course I'm not. But 4 of Wands, going onwards there, there's definitely a coming here together, especially with love. There's a coming here together of hearts. And I'm going to write this down because this is so the overall energy of your reading. The coming together of hearts, and priorities, really. Okay, what is important, what is serving your life, and then the 8th position, the Knight of Wands. So a lot of wands over here, a lot of emotions over here, a lot of Knights and Pentacles. So how do you get what it is that you'd like to get, and how do you get there with the emotions? 10 of Wands over there for you as well. A lot of things that a lot of you need to let go of, release and set free. And remember that our reading started with the 7 of Wands, and it's ending in a beautiful circle, ending off with 7 of Pentacles. All right. Let's clarify for you all. Let's clarify. But yeah, there's definitely a moving on here from one step to the next step. Okay. And it's not that easy for many of you. Yep, metamorphosis, going to a new stage. In fact, let me first clarify for you the overall energy of the reading, which is that 6 of Wands. Okay. So you've got the Devil, you've got the Emperor, and you've got the High Priestess. This is quite a powerful combination, and also all 3 of these cards are major arcana cards. All right. So 6 of Wands, this is really for you stepping so powerfully into a new stage, into a new way of being, into where you want to be. And even though to many on the outside it may seem like not such a big deal, to you it's a very big deal. Okay, to you it is really, really paramount, really important there. With the Devil, a lot of you are realizing very much now that a lot of you have been giving your power away. You have been, I won't say waste your energy, but you've maybe haven't been utilizing it as optimally as you could have. All right, and which brings you to this Emperor moment, because you kind of, it's like a lot of you rediscovered your juju, your fire, your abundance, your that almost like spark of life that you might have lost, you know, that almost meaning to life, that that fume. A lot of you have in a sense kind of lost sight of why you started things, why you began, why you moved, why you started the business, why you entered the marriage, why you left the marriage or the relationship, you know, why you moved homes, why you changed your hair color. A lot of you have lost focus as to why you started what you started. And the main reason behind that is because you wanted others to win with you. All right. You wanted to, as you were rising up, you wanted to take others with you. You didn't want to be almost in a way sort of the person that was winning alone. You wanted other people to win with you, which is a beautiful, 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 beautiful thing. But from your best intentions, you have really lost sort of your direction. That in a sense it's almost like you became very unclear and uncertain, in a sense almost as to where north really is pointing for you. But then something happened recently. Somehow there was almost like a wake-up call that said to you, hey Libra, you know, this is the direction where you're going or where you're headed. Somehow you were reminded of where it is that you know that you needed, that you initially went. And like this new, almost forgotten sort of fire relit inside of you. And it really brought you to this Emperor moment, which is, it's an early card in the journey of tarot, but it's a very important card. It's a card where you sit down and you take a moment, you take stock, and you say to yourself, okay, hold up. So this is everything that I've been doing so far. It's like really sitting down and taking stock, and regrouping really, and asking yourself, am I really doing the best thing? And so importantly in that question is, am I really doing the best thing for myself? And for a lot of you, the answer that you got to was no. Okay, and that really brought you back into balance. So a lot of you have really been doing that inner work, you know, that shadow work, dark night of the soul type of work, prioritizing where do we go from here sort of thing. What do I do next? All right, and then I'm just going to draw you another card there after the High Priestess, which is the Seven of Cups. Okay, so for many of you, and I feel that you've gone through quite a challenging time, you were realizing sort of that everything that glitters isn't necessarily gold, you know, everything that shines isn't silver. But in the same sense, where I think that a lot of you might have felt very discouraged or emotionally drained, at some point it's almost like you had this light spark sort of moment, and you said to yourself, you know what, I need to get myself out of this funk. You know, I need to get myself out of this. I need to carry on. And how do I do this? All right. So in that sense, also a very big reminder that I would like to put across to you is that in helping each other, we are all soulmates. And in helping each other, sometimes for us to realize that we even lost our own way, somebody needs to do something to get us there. So sometimes it feels like people are doing crappy things to us and taking advantage of us and stuff like that. But in fact, those experiences were necessary for you to realize that you were not moving in the direction that was one best for you and really sort of where you wanted to be heading in the first place in any case. Okay. Let us see. So now we're going to, so that was just the overall energy of your reading. It's like this raging energy, but in this energy, in this moment itself, even though it might seem like, you know, like the House of Cards or whatever, it's kind of falling over. It's like in that moment you're finding a lot of clarity. It's like a lot of times when we are sort of like at rock bottom. Rock bottom can sometimes teach you lessons that other parts can't teach you. And I take it from myself at a time in my life when I was really at rock bottom and I decided, you know, I'm going to kill myself, and I bought my tablets and I bought a lot of vodka and I did all the type of stuff. I was writing my letters. But it was when you're at that deep point, sometimes it's almost like the light starts to shine through, where they say through the cracks that the light shines, that you really realize that there is a different way of being, and it doesn't matter how many people say this to you, you only really actually realize it when you realize it for yourself. Okay. So with your actual reading now, in your Celtic cross spread, so the Seven of Wands that we were speaking about, yeah, a lot of you are still kind of dissecting between what are the fights that are worth fighting, which are the ones that are not worth fighting. What you do want to be careful of, though, is that you don't enter that space where you come almost a little bit too hard, you know, where you're just like, yes for me, no, not for me. Okay, so be careful of not going to that space where you become almost more heartless than you yourself naturally are. All right, or is. Clarify card therefore is the Death card, the Two of Pentacles, and the Four of Swords. That's quite a powerful combination over there. Death, of course, yeah, you are moving through. You are very powerfully moving from one point onto another point, and it feels overwhelming. Okay. But also remember that death is rebirth. It's a very powerful rebirth where you realize certain things were not really working for you anymore, and you are now moving on to other things that actually are. You know, it's like you are reprioritizing. And there is money involved. It could also be a lack of money where you might have been in a partnership and you felt, I really felt that a lot of you were giving many reasons to justify why you had to stay in a situation, you know, but we're sharing the rent, or we're sharing the car, or we're working together. So there was a lot of those justifications, and it's almost like, especially from this Emperor moment that we had before, that you are really looking at things and asking yourself, is this really the truth at what I'm looking, or am I actually finding reasons within myself not to move forward? And for many of you, you are realizing so beautifully going there with the Seven of Wands is the Four of Swords. Four of Swords clarifying the Seven of Wands, and a lot of you are realizing that it's almost like you were buying time to get some clarity, but there's also a strong sense inside, almost like you're fed up of the way things are. And you are not prepared to do them that way any longer. So it's almost like it doesn't matter what it takes. All right. And with the Two of Cups over there, just this recent past, a lot of you have really, it's almost like you were, again, evaluating life, evaluating your choices and saying, but is this really what I wanted? It's like the other person wasn't, or the other parties were not really coming or contributing in the way, almost like it was sort of agreed upon. They were not doing their share. All right. And so it's almost like the steps going forward, you got some real clarity there. What it is that you sort of need to do in moving forward. Okay. Let us just clarify that for you. And when I say we, it's like I can feel this like a light shining up. For many of you, this is your moment of waking up. Yep. So clarifying there, the Two of Cups is the Two of Wands, the Ten of Cups, and the Four of Pentacles. All right. Yeah. So emotionally, you were starting to look at what not only what is it that I want, but what is it that I need to almost kind of give substance to my life. All right. Because as I said, it feels like some of you have, in a sense, lost a bit of direction even within your own life. And there has been some disappointment, people that you thought were completely on your side, that were there for you all the way, that you realize were not so much. And there might have been some very intense heartache that took place there. But then it's like many of you just decided, I'm just going to pull myself together. I'm going to do what needs to be done. I'm going to go forward with love, even frustration. But overall, I'm going to go forward with love. And if you're not going to be there for yourself, then I really can't carry you. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of you started to think about the future so clearly, not just your future, but the future that includes all of those people that you love, all your friends, all your family, children, even your pets. Lifestyle, what is life going to be like 10, 20, 30 years from now? Even, of course, we can't fully predict the future. You wanted to at least lay down, it's almost like the strong foundation has been laid down, but then on top of that foundation, you started to build in a way that you didn't quite expect, for things to be. And so you're like, we gotta really unpack this and look at things, because what we're currently doing is not working. So really, really nice. It's like a lot of you were at least going to that space where you were willing to almost sort of scrape like a part of the bottom off, to start from new. So it's almost like if it meant that you had to make some sacrifices, you were okay with making those sacrifices, or at least open to the idea of making them, because you realized that the way things were going, it's not heading in the best possible direction. Okay. And then there were Four of Pentacles. Yeah, it's almost like, who do I need to, or where do I direct my attention and my love to? What avenues are worthy of that? And for some weird reason, which could blow my mind, but I get it now, the Knight of Pentacles, it was actually, initially crossing the Six of Wands. I somehow didn't clarify that, but anyway, let's have a look at it. And the cards coming up there for that is, so the Eight of Swords, which remember is also the energy there at your foundation. So very strong message coming through there. The Eight of Swords, the King of Wands, and the Two of Swords. All right. So the thing is, for many of you, you might be feeling very, very stuck at the moment. So you know what it is that you want, and it's almost like you feel that you know what you have to do, but you don't really want to hurt anyone, you know. And there is a real genuine concern for, if you cut certain people off, that they might not be able to cope on their own. All right. But then with King of Wands, there's also a reminder there that you, it's almost like you got this moment of clarity where you realized that somehow people will always find a way. It's almost like if you had to disappear out of the equation today, you know, be that you moved away, went bankrupt, died, whatever, that somehow people will be fine. And then you realize that yes, you've been holding back on certain decisions that you felt that you had to make, and you have been doing that from the best point of your heart, but now you're also realizing that you might have been cushioning people so much that in fact they are not able to do now what in fact they really need to be able to do for themselves. Okay, that's like a poof moment of clarity that really sort of came through there for quite a number of you. Okay, and what do we have here? Yeah, Two of Swords. So still a bit of not sure what to do, you know, strong sort of indecisiveness there, and it's more indecisiveness from a point of not wanting to hurt anyone, and wanting to keep the peace for everybody. So you don't really want anybody to get hurt. Let's look on your foundation at this 8 of Swords energy. I think you also, you see why a lot of you are beginning to be more okay with stepping away now, is or withdrawing a little bit more and letting others live their own lives, make their own mistakes and that sort of things, is because the tables have kind of turned, and looking at things more objectively, you're realizing that those people are okay, that you might have been mothering them too much. Okay, so clarifying there, the 8 of Cups makes perfect sense, Judgment, and the 4 of Wands, which is, there's a lot of repetition in this reading, because also here at the bottom of more like the outcome of your reading, there's also a 4 of Wands there. So yeah, a lot of you have realized what it is that you need to step away from, a lot of clarity that has come through there for you. With the Judgment card over there, you just got a lot of clarity of what needs to be. In fact, what is sort of overdue, what should have been done a long time already, because there with 4 of Wands, it's also like when you pull away, you're beginning to see now how, in a sense, leaving people almost to their own devices is probably the best thing that you can do for them, because it allows them to come into that sense of maturity that is so very necessary and required for them to move into a different space. Okay, yeah, so for a lot of you, this is about, I won't say just going in the journey alone, but kind of changing the way that you really walk in the journey. 6 of Pentacles there that we are clarifying, and this is such a beautiful clarifier. We've got the 6 of Wands that we started the reading with. There's 5 of Wands again, and there's the Star card. Okay, so yeah, there's a very powerful sort of realization that there might have been an imbalance running for quite a long time. Again, that you might have been, you know, creating really from the best point of your heart. You really didn't mean to disadvantage anybody. In fact, you meant to include everyone, but you now realize that not only were you not maybe serving yourself in the best way and the best purpose, but you might have also been withholding others from, how would I put this? You know, like when you get a child begins to ride a bike, like a 2-wheel bike. You know, at some point you're going to have to take off the safety wheels. You're going to have to let them ride. They're probably going to have to fall. And when they do, when they fall, when they get the bruises, when they, you know, their confidence wavers, anything like that a little bit, then you will be there for them. But it is necessary for them to go through those steps in order to reach their own best potential of life, really. Okay. Otherwise, I feel a lot of you have realized that you won't be able to be there forever. And in so saying, that when you are not able to be, when you're not capable of being there anymore for people, for certain people that you've been trying to cushion and protect and love and, give the best in life, that they might actually have a lot of difficulty coping going forward without you. So a lot of you realize that it's time to step back, to let them fall, be there to help them up, give them constructive feedback. So when you are no longer, present or can't be present or whatever, because we can't always be present with everybody always in life, that they'll be able to be fine to be on their own. It's like raising a child. A lot of times, when parents from the best of intentions raise children, you want to keep them 100% safe, but sometimes forgetting, same as in life, be it a good employer, teacher, whatever, that your job is to give this person the tools that enables them to move forward in life on their own without you. Okay, that's the purpose, and a lot of you are getting that. So, but it's hard. Look at this with 5 of Wands. It's hard. It's difficult. It's very difficult. But with the star there, you realize that it is the best thing to do for them and for yourself. Okay, you've been really starting to look at that card flopping over there. Okay, so there's 4 cards that came out here for the King of Pentacles, for this vision, for this goal, the Chariot, the 7 of Pentacles, and the Tower. All right, and then the Ace of Pentacles kind of slide in there sideways, almost like it's crossing everything, which really makes, okay. So a lot of you have been also the provider, the problem solver, the financial provider. Even if you're not physically giving the money, you've been the one that has been upholding it, maintaining it. So it was either your company or your home or your car or whatever. You somehow, if there's problems, you're the one who's fixing things up. But you realize that not only were you withholding yourself from your own greatest potential in life by doing that, but you were also withholding them from their greatest potential in life, withholding that. And there's a lot of emotions there with it, there with the Chariot. There's a lot of emotions involved. It's very difficult. It's really, really challenging. But also because the Chariot is the Cancer sign, almost like realizing that when you can find that balance between the emotions, the divine male, the divine feminine, the yin and the yang, that balance in between there, sometimes you do have to be perceived to be cruel in order to actually be kind. Okay, and it's like you can really, you can start seeing it pay off. You can start seeing it pay off, and even though it might in the short term seem kind of cruel, in the long term you realize it's the best solution for all. And I'm not going to lie to you, Libra. I'm not going to lie to you, and I think this is the powerful message within this reading for you specifically, is that it won't be easy. But if you can keep your eye on the goal as to why you're doing what you're doing, it's worth it, all right? Because you know that you're not this heartless person that you might be accused of being, in fact. Okay? Okay, oh my. Where are we now? Okay. So, just clarifying the outcome here for you of the reading. Sorry about that, people. Sorry about that. My apologies. So, 4 of Wands there. This is 4 of Wands is also about a coming together, and there's a marriage, there's a coming together. A lot of you with relationships, you may have been okay with playing second fiddle, so it might have seemed that you're running the show, but in actual fact you were not. And a lot of you are really stepping into the realization of your worth, and you're very much like, listen, this is my worth, this is my value. You're either gonna acknowledge it, respect that, and let's go forward with it, or we're going to call things quits. I do feel that things are working out beautifully for you, so it might feel very overwhelming at the moment, but I do feel that it's going in a good direction. It's good, it's nice. Let's see what we've got here for clarifiers. So, Temperance, 8 of Wands, and the 9 of Cups. So yeah, definitely right there. Things are working out well. Temperance, a lot of you're beginning to realize your own worth, your own value, but also the value of your time. Um, that your responsibility in this world is really, you. A lot of you are getting there, and you're becoming okay with the decisions that you made, and you're beginning to see that even though things are stressful now, you're seeing the picture going forward. Clarifying there the Nine of Wands for you, the Fool, the Knight of Swords, and the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, a lot of you are speaking up for who you are, what it is you need, what it is that you will no longer do. Okay. And so with the Fool there, it starts a whole new journey, but also what may seem like a new journey to others is you just realizing there with the Knight of Swords that you may have lost your way there a little bit, and you in actual fact more getting back on track. Okay, got clarity of the vision. A lot of you getting a lot of clarity what you need to do going forward. It might not necessarily be pleasant, but remember, one always has a choice in any situation in this world. You can choose to be positive and you can choose to be negative. And it doesn't mean that you're in denial. It just means that you're clear about what is. And you feel your emotions and you feel your feelings. I mean, why not? Okay. Five of Pentacles there. So yeah, there's definite hardships there, especially where money is concerned. Some people might actually feel very betrayed by you, accuse you of the fact that you cripple them, and inside that can really, really hurt you. So it's so important there with the Knight of Cups, which you just clarified, that you come from a point where you realize that you keep your eye on the goal, knowing why it is that you're doing what you're doing, that you're not this horrible, heartless person. Okay? You need to know that. It's important for you to know that. Okay? With the Ten of Wands there, letting go of a lot of things that are really not serving you. And of course, the end, same as with the Death card earlier, and every end is a new beginning. Okay? And clarifying there for that is Knight of Cups, Five of Swords, and Three of Cups. Knight of Cups has always been my favorite card in this deck. It's a Rider-Waite original tarot deck. It's such a beautiful card. For me, it's a card of hope. It's a card of hope that comes through, that especially after a dark period, when you're going through a phase that feels very dark and depressing and overwhelming, that hope is basically shining through. And that's because a lot of you here with this Five of Swords, you have stopped fighting sort of fights that are not in your best interest. And also you are seeing the end goal, the end picture. You are seeing that, which is amazing. Let's just see what we've got here for you. So ending off with the Seven of Pentacles. This card came through, standing through so much. Yep. The Moon, again, a very strong Cancer energy there. Flow of emotions. And of course, the thing with water is it's almost a reminder of the power of who you are. If you take water, be it a flowing little river, be it an ocean, and even with your rune that you've got over here, because this goes along with water as well, a very strong reminder that, you know, as helpful as water is, it's necessary for life on every planet. It can be a very constructive thing and it can be a very destructive thing. Okay? Ace of Wands there and Seven of Swords. So it's about choosing the battles that you fight. Alright? So with the Moon there, yeah, realizing your power, realizing your energy, and also think of it like the ocean. The ocean is not really too bothered by whether you think it's nice, cool, calm, and placid, you know, and the luxury ship can float, or whether you blame it for throwing out a tsunami there. The ocean flows in harmony with all of the heavens. When it's full moon, it's a very different story to, for example, when it's, you know, when it's dead moon. Water flows with the universe, and so again, it's about keeping an eye on the goal, the big picture. In a sense, it's almost like life is congratulating you for seeing things clearly for what they are, when in fact a lot of people would choose not to. That is also where having that, with Ace of Wands, they're having that honest relationship with all of life. I feel some beautiful sort of bonus coming there through for you, beautiful blessing, miracle that you didn't expect, that also, which is wonderful, makes you realize sooner as opposed to later that you have made the right choice. So life is going to show you that you made the right choices, okay? Because I feel that some of you are feeling quite down, almost like you haven't made the right choices, that what if they are right in what they're saying about me? And there with Seven of Swords, you knew the fights that you had to walk away from. You knew that it had to be done, okay? And then with this rune of yours that came here in reverse, Lagus, again, I feel that a lot of you are feeling very drained of all energy, even of purpose in life. Almost like, have I really wasted all my time, all my effort, all my energy, everything up until now? No, you have not. Okay. Osho cards here for you. Yeah, feeling quite a bit of guilt there. Feeling maybe that you should have done more, but there's also a reminder to take care of yourself. Even if you're going to feel all the emotions that you feel, if you feel that you must feel them, you feel them. But also remembering, just because you have a certain opinion about yourself doesn't necessarily make that opinion true. Because I feel a lot of you are coming up, are building a opinion around yourself at the moment from the emotions, but these are not necessarily the most positive emotions. Okay, some past conditioning there. Yeah. Oracle crystals that I've got here for you, malachite and cuprite. Okay, so a lot of you are healing. You are healing from the past. You are healing from patterning. And cuprite is saying to you, know what, it's okay for you to go for what it is that your heart desires, actually for a change in your life. This card came out in reverse. What is this? It says, I heart you. Yeah. Like the universal message there, I love you, I heart you, in reverse. It came out upside down. So a lot of you are feeling that you are maybe even let down by God at the moment, you know, by the universe, by source. There's things that the part that might be wrong with the story might be you. Okay, a lot of you are feeling that way. The answers are within. It's just a reminder there for you that you are love. You have always been love. You will always be love. We are all love. You are all light. And once you can realize that, regardless how you may feel on the outside, regardless what you might be accused of on the outside, that you are still that beautiful, wonderful person inside, as we all are. That changes everything. Just going to finish off there for you with the Angel Oracle card. It says, ground yourself. And that's like rebuilding that connection with Mother Earth. When you detach from your, look at this, when you detach your awareness of your body and the physical world, you become ungrounded. Although it's pleasant to float heavenward, your attention and work are needed upon the earth. We, the angels, are helping you balance the spiritual and material so that you can enjoy a fulfilling earthly life. You are so necessary here. Don't you all forget that. Okay, so perfect. That's everything that I've got for you for this week, Libra, for your general guidance. As I say, whatever resonates with you, you accept it in your heart. Whatever doesn't resonate with you, release it with peace and simply let it go. Remember, there's that hypnosis that I'm attaching the link for you that you can have a look at. Just if you're having a bit of difficulty at the moment, it can be really, really helpful. I initially recorded to actually help myself. So I'm very glad to share that with you all. If you want to have a personal detailed reading, $11, 30-minute reading, the link is down below. Until next week, when my reading is going to focus on love, because the world's all about love. Namaste, love and light. Ciao.